Hey, Amy from the blog blossomlife.com, and today I want to show you how to make the easiest sourdough crackers. This recipe is so simple. When I first was thinking about doing sourdough crackers, I kept thinking, I know that they're going to be eaten in 30 seconds, and I don't want to waste my time doing them. And so I wanted to come up with a recipe that was so simple that I wouldn't feel bad about taking time to make them. If you are new to sourdough, make sure you check out my video on how to make the no-fail way of sourdough in 2 days, which is kind of like the cheater's way, but it totally works. Check out that video, and all you're going to need is sourdough discard, which is what you take out of your sourdough starter to usually throw it away, or you can use in recipes before you feed it, and some oil, salt, and seasonings. That's it. It's so simple. It takes like 2 minutes. So let's get started making it. I have some sourdough discard here. I've been keeping this in the fridge. Kind of whenever I need to feed my starter, I just take some out, put it in here, keep it in the fridge, and then I can use it for pancakes, or in this case, these discard crackers. If you do have the discard in the fridge, if it goes longer than a week, you're going to want to feed it. But so I had just discarded some this afternoon. So I'm going to pour that in here, and you need 1 cup. Now look, I can make a whole other batch because I still have more left. And then I have a half a teaspoon of salt and about 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. And you can use different seasoning. You could even do a pinch of garlic, whatever you have. Throw that in there. And I like to do a half a teaspoon of salt because I tried more and it was just too salty. And I'd rather do a little bit less, and then you can sprinkle salt on the top if you want to do that. And then I'm going to do 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil. You could also use butter. And then I'm going to mix it up. I like to use a fork so I can really whip it in there because you want to make sure that the oil and the sourdough discard is really combined. Okay, so now I'm just going to mix it up. That's it. So I already have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to take a baking sheet, and this is a pretty wide baking sheet because you want to make sure that the discard is really on there thinly. And so I like to just kind of, whoa. So I like to make sure that the sides are kind of bent. You could also use a silicone mat, and then we're going to pour this in here. So the key to making this recipe is making sure that it's super thin. When we spread it out, we want to make sure it hits all the corners and it's really thin. If it's too thick, then you're not going to have a crispy cracker. It'll be a little bit softer. So then you're just going to spread it out. I like to make sure it goes all the way to the edge because then it's thinner all the way around. I don't have as many thick spots. I think we're good. All right, so I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven for about 40 to 50 minutes. Now, if you want a rustic cracker, you can just let it bake the whole time, and then when it starts to turn golden brown, pop it out of the oven, and you can break it once it's cooled. Or if you want a more uniform square cracker, put it in the oven for about 10-15 minutes, pull it out, and then use like a pizza cutter or a knife to kind of score it and cut it, and then pop it back in the oven for the duration of the baking, and then you'll get nice square crackers. I usually do the rustic version because I usually just feed it to the kids, and so they aren't very picky. All right, I took these out of the oven and I let them cool for about 10 minutes, and they look so yummy. They're perfectly crispy and thin, and they're so good. This is great served up with dip or just by itself, or even some cheese. All really yummy ways to enjoy these sourdough crackers. All right, there you go. Sourdough discard crackers that are so crispy and crunchy and yummy. I really hope you like this tutorial today, and I really hope your family likes this recipe. If you are new to my channel, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and share with your friends. Thanks so much for stopping by.